Whew, girl, listen. The front door of our family house in southwest Atlanta slammed so hard the pictures on the wall started shaking like Judgment Day had just knocked on the porch. The humid Georgia night was thick, cicadas screaming in the trees, streetlight buzzing over the chain link fence, and right there in the middle of our living room stood two women with the exact same face. Same brown skin, same cheekbones, same dimples, same eyes. But only one of them was the real Gloria Hayes. And that woman was me. My chest was rising and falling like I had just run a marathon, sweat sliding down my back even though the fan was on full blast. Because the woman standing in front of me, the woman who looked exactly like me, was my identical twin sister, Monique Hayes. And child, when I say betrayal cuts deeper when it comes from your own blood, I mean it cuts all the way down to your bones. But let me take y'all back, way back, because this story didn't start tonight. This story started years ago, right here in southwest Atlanta, Campbellton Road, small brick house, paint peeling off the porch, chain link fence that rattled whenever the wind got too strong. Mama working double shifts at the Kroger deli counter slicing ham and cheese for people who barely said thank you. Papa driving MARTA bus routes before sunrise until the city lights came on. Inside that house lived two little girls, twins, born 7 minutes apart, same birthday, same DNA, same everything. But God gave us completely different hearts. I was the quiet one, the responsible one. Teachers always said I was going somewhere in life. I studied hard, stayed out of trouble, helped Mama cook dinner after school. Meanwhile, Monique had star energy, loud energy, chaos energy.
Why study so hard when we already cute?
That was her philosophy. While I was memorizing biology textbooks, Monique was learning dance trends on TikTok. While I was helping Mama wash dishes, Monique was taking selfies in the bathroom mirror. She believed the world owed her luxury.
One day, I'm gonna be rich, Gloria. Penthouse life, private jet life, soft life.
But dreams without work stay dreams. Years passed. I became a registered nurse at Grady Memorial Hospital. 12-hour ICU shifts. Nights that smelled like antiseptic and exhaustion. Some nights, I held the hands of patients who knew they weren't going home. Some nights, I walked outside at sunrise feeling like I had lived 3 lifetimes before breakfast. But I loved that job. Loved helping people. Loved knowing I mattered. Monique? She declared herself an influencer. That's what she called it anyway. Her day usually started around noon, phone in hand, scrolling TikTok.
Godwin!
That's what she yelled every time she saw some influencer stepping out of a Lamborghini. Another yacht video.
Godwin!
Another luxury shopping haul.
Godwin!
Meanwhile, Mama was still working those Kroger shifts. Papa's knees were getting worse. But Monique believed her big break was always one viral video away. And then one day, something happened that changed everything. His name was Dr. Marcus Bennett, a veterinarian living in Anchorage, Alaska. Now, when people hear Alaska, they imagine snow and polar bears. Marcus described it differently.
It's quiet up here, peaceful. You can hear your own thoughts.
We met on a Christian dating app. Our first video call lasted 2 hours. The second lasted 4. Soon we were talking every night after my hospital shifts. He saw me tired in scrubs, hair wrapped in a bonnet, eyes heavy from long shifts, and he still looked at me like I was the most beautiful woman in the world. We prayed together, read scripture together, talked about life, talked about the kind of marriage we wanted someday. And slowly, quietly, I fell in love. Monique watched all of this from the couch, rolling her eyes.
6 months talking and this man never sends you nothing? If not me, I don't collect iPhone already.
I shook my head. Marcus wasn't like that. He valued character, faith, purpose. And then one Tuesday afternoon, a FedEx truck pulled into our driveway. Big white envelope, my name printed on the front. Inside was something that made my hands start shaking. A spousal visa application, a plane ticket, Atlanta to Seattle, Seattle to Anchorage, and a handwritten letter. He wanted to bring me to Alaska, to marry me. Mama started crying. Papa hugged me so tight I could barely breathe. But across the room, Monique went quiet, her eyes locked on my passport photo. Same face as hers, same smile, and behind that smile, a very dangerous idea was forming. That night, she said we should celebrate. She ordered jollof rice from the Nigerian restaurant down the street, poured hibiscus tea into 2 tall glasses.
To your new life in Alaska.
I raised my glass and smiled. To family. I drank. 30 minutes later, the room started spinning. My legs gave out. The couch caught me before I hit the floor. And the last thing I saw before everything faded to black was Monique standing over me, smiling.
Sleep tight, sister.
When I woke up, everything was dark. My head pounding, air thick with dust. I reached forward. My hand touched a door. I pushed it. Locked. From the outside. And that's when my stomach dropped. Because somewhere upstairs, my twin sister was packing my suitcase, preparing to steal my life. While I was trapped in that dark storage room in Atlanta, pounding on the door until my hands hurt, my twin sister was upstairs looking in the bathroom mirror. She was wearing my clothes, holding my passport, practicing my smile. She tilted her head left, then right, trying to copy the way I spoke during video calls.
Good morning, Marcus.
She stopped, shook her head, tried again, softer.
Hi, baby.
Then she lowered her voice like she had heard me do during prayer.
Marcus.
She watched her own reflection carefully, because in just a few hours, Monique Hayes was about to become me, Gloria Hayes, the woman Marcus believed he loved. She packed my suitcase, the modest dresses I folded neatly the night before, my nurse scrubs, the cardigan Marcus once said made me look like Sunday morning. She even took the engagement ring he mailed weeks earlier, a small gold band with a tiny diamond, not flashy, but precious, because it belonged to his grandmother. The next morning, she walked downstairs pretending everything was normal. Mama was pouring coffee, Papa reading the newspaper.
Morning.
Mama smiled. How nervous are you about the trip, baby? Monique lowered her eyes exactly the way I did when I felt shy.
A little.
Mama hugged her, thinking she was hugging me. That moment, that lie, would haunt our whole family later. At Hartsfield-Jackson Airport, the terminal was crowded, announcements echoing, suitcases rolling across tile floors. Monique kept her head down, passport tight in her hand, trying not to talk too much, trying not to act like herself. At TSA, the officer studied the passport photo. Traveling alone today?
Yes, sir.
The officer looked at her face again. You look a little different here. Monique felt sweat forming behind her neck.
My hair was shorter then.
The officer shrugged. All right, you're good. Just like that, the lie boarded the plane. Hours later, she landed in Seattle, then another flight north. When the plane doors opened in Anchorage, the cold hit her like a slap. Her thin cardigan did nothing against the freezing wind. Her teeth started chattering before she even reached baggage claim.
What the hell?
Then she saw him, Marcus, standing near the exit wearing a thick winter parka and wool hat. He looked exactly like the man from our video calls. Kind eyes, warm smile.
Gloria,
He wrapped his arms around her in a hug.
I missed you.
I missed you too.
For a moment, Monique almost believed she had actually pulled this off. But the illusion started cracking the moment they stepped outside. Instead of a luxury car waiting, there was an old pickup truck covered in snow. A beat-up Ford F-150. Mud splashed across the doors.
This yours?
Yeah.
Monique forced a smile. Maybe the mansion was somewhere else. Maybe rich people in Alaska just drove trucks. They drove out of Anchorage, the city lights slowly disappearing, the road growing darker, trees everywhere, snow piled along the roadside. After almost 2 hours, Marcus turned onto a narrow dirt road. Another 20 minutes passed. Then finally, a small wooden cabin appeared in the distance, smoke rising from the chimney. No neighbors, no streetlights, just forest.
This the house?
Yep, home.
Monique stared, waiting for the rest of the property to appear. But that was it. Just the cabin, a small barn, and several dog kennels. Huskies started barking excitedly as Marcus stepped out of the truck.
Come meet the team.
Team? 10 sled dogs rushed forward, wagging their tails.
They big.
Differently.
One jumped up excitedly. Snow sprayed onto Monique's coat.
Oh my God.
They're just saying hello.
That night, the cabin was warm from the wood stove. Simple wooden furniture, bookshelves, no luxury, no marble counters, no giant TV, just quiet. The next morning, reality truly arrived. Marcus woke her before sunrise.
Gloria, time to get up.
What time is it?
4.
4 in the morning.
We start the day with prayer.
Monique stared at him like he had lost his mind, but she followed him into the living room. Marcus knelt beside the couch, closed his eyes.
Lord, thank you for bringing Gloria safely to Alaska.
Monique tried to kneel, but her knees hurt from the cold floor. Her head kept dropping. She nearly fell asleep halfway through the prayer. After devotion came chores, shoveling snow from the front path, feeding the sled dogs, carrying sacks of feed into the barn. Her fingers went numb. Her expensive nails started cracking.
My hands hurt.
You get used to it.
By day 3, Marcus started noticing small things. The way she avoided praying out loud, the way she didn't recognize certain Bible verses they used to talk about, the way she nearly fainted when he cleaned a small cut on one of the dogs.
You alright?
Blood make me dizzy.
You're a nurse.
Marcus frowned. Something wasn't adding up. But the moment everything truly collapsed happened in the kitchen. One evening, Marcus smiled.
I've been craving your cooking.
My cooking?
That egusi soup you told me about. The one your grandma taught you.
Monique froze, because she had absolutely no idea how to cook a goosey soup. She started throwing random ingredients into a pot. Palm oil, onions, dry fish, ground melon seeds, no seasoning, no plan. 30 minutes later, the kitchen smelled like burnt oil and confusion. Marcus walked in, looked at the pot, then looked at her.
What is this?
Modern version.
Marcus slowly picked up a piece of stockfish with a fork. It was still hard as a rock. He set the fork down, very slowly. Then he looked directly into her eyes.
Gloria, who are you?
The cabin went completely silent after Marcus asked that question. Who are you? The words hung in the air like cold smoke. Monique's heart started pounding so loud she could hear it in her ears. For 3 days she had been pretending to be me, praying when Marcus prayed, pretending to love the sled dogs, pretending the freezing mornings didn't bother her, pretending she was a nurse who believed in faith and hard work. But now, the mask was cracking.
Marcus, what you mean?
Marcus didn't answer right away. He leaned slowly against the kitchen counter, his face calm, too calm.
You told me something once.
His voice was quiet.
You said cooking relaxes you. You said your grandma taught you that egusi recipe when you were little.
He pointed toward the pot sitting on the stove.
But whatever that is, that ain't cooking.
Monique swallowed.
Jet lag.
Marcus shook his head slowly.
Yesterday you almost fainted when Luna got that small cut on her paw. You're a nurse. Blood shouldn't scare you.
Silence filled the cabin, snow blowing softly against the window outside. Marcus studied her face carefully.
And there's something else.
He pointed down toward her ankle.
That tattoo.
Monique felt her stomach drop. A small butterfly tattoo. Something she got years ago on a wild night out.
Gloria told me her body was a temple. No tattoos, no piercings.
Marcus took a step closer.
So I'll ask again. Who are you?
Monique opened her mouth, but before she could answer, Marcus's phone buzzed on the kitchen table. Once, then again, then again. 3 notifications in a row. Marcus picked up the phone, opened the email, and the moment he saw the picture, his entire expression changed. The photo showed me, standing outside the Atlanta Public Library, holding that day's newspaper. Date clearly visible. Proof. Proof that I was still in Georgia. Proof that the woman in his cabin was not Gloria Hayes. Marcus lowered the phone slowly, looked at Monique, and now there was no warmth left in his eyes.
So, you're the sister.
Monique collapsed into the chair, tears suddenly pouring down her face.
Please don't send me back. I just wanted a better life.
Marcus crossed his arms.
Look at me, Marcus. I'm prettier than her. I can learn nursing. I can learn to like dogs. Just give me a chance.
Marcus stared at her for a long moment. Then he let out a long breath.
You think this is about looks?
His voice turned colder.
My family owns logistics companies that move cargo through the port of Savannah, shipping containers worth millions.
Monique blinked.
Your family rich?
Very.
Marcus nodded slowly.
That's exactly why I moved to Alaska, to get away from fake people chasing money and status, to find someone who loved Marcus the veterinarian, not Marcus the millionaire.
He looked directly at her.
Gloria passed that test. You failed it in 3 days.
Monique dropped to her knees.
Please, Marcus, don't send me back. People gonna laugh at me.
Marcus grabbed his truck keys.
I'm not calling the police. That would be too easy.
He opened the cabin door. Cold air rushed inside.
You're going back to Atlanta, back to the people you tried to fool.
2 days later, Monique boarded a return flight. 3 miserable connections, long layovers, economy seats, no luxury, no soft life, just embarrassment. And when she finally landed back in Georgia, the humiliation was already waiting. Word had spread through the neighborhood, neighbors whispering, people laughing. She walked down our street wearing that thick winter coat, sweating under the Georgia sun. Someone shouted from a porch, "Where your Alaska husband at?" Another voice laughed, "Thought you moved to the snow." Monique kept her head down, but the worst moment was still ahead. Because when she reached our house, Mama and Papa were sitting on the porch, and beside them stood me, the real Gloria. A long silence passed. Monique burst into tears.
Gloria, please, don't send me to jail.
I looked at her calmly. You see, revenge doesn't always come with anger. Sometimes justice is quiet. Sometimes justice teaches a lesson. I told her I wouldn't send her to jail. Her eyes lit up with hope, but then I explained the condition. Every dollar Marcus spent bringing her to Alaska, she would pay back. Plane tickets, visa paperwork, everything. At Grady Memorial Hospital. In the laundry department, washing blood-stained sheets, pushing heavy carts of hospital linens, day after day, until the debt was paid. Monique stared at her hands, those same hands that used to scroll Instagram all day. Now they would scrub hospital laundry. 3 weeks later, a black Escalade pulled into our driveway. Marcus stepped out wearing a navy suit, fresh haircut, expensive watch glinting in the sunlight. He walked past the hospital laundry room window first. Inside, Monique was pushing a heavy cart of dirty sheets, sweat on her forehead. Her eyes met his. Marcus didn't stop, didn't say a word. He just kept walking, like she was nothing but background noise. Then he stepped onto the porch.
Took me a few weeks to close things in Alaska, but I'm back for good.
I smiled. Welcome home. A year later, we got married in Buckhead. Crystal chandeliers, live jazz band, hundreds of guests. And in the back of the ballroom, Monique worked the catering line, serving plates, clearing glasses, learning the value of honesty the hard way. So let me ask you something. What would you do if your own twin sister tried to steal your life? Would you forgive her or make her earn back every single thing she tried to take? Remember this: greed runs fast, but truth always catches up. On God.